I'm here at the Gateways Music Festival in Rochester, celebrating 31 years in town, a yearly festival with musicians of African descent. And I'm here with Curtis Stewart, who just gave a fantastic concert of a piece that you wrote.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about this piece?
So the first set of pieces were the American Caprices, which are kind of violin virtuoso works in the style of kind of Paganini and Wieniawski and Sarasate, but tapping into American recorded music. You know, as a kid, I was always listening to like John Coltrane and Aretha Franklin. I was listening to all these people, and I was over here listening to like Wieniawski, Caprices, and I always felt this duality, and I just wanted to find a way to explore that curiosity, virtuosity as curiosity on the instrument. The second piece I played was called Seasons of Change, which is a recomposition of Vivaldi's Four Seasons, tapping into the crisis of climate change. We interviewed folks experiencing homelessness in Phoenix and how climate and climate change affects them existentially on a day-to-day basis, and their recorded words permeate the recomposed Vivaldi.
And it is a really impactful piece. And one of the things that really stuck out to me is how full of a conversation it is. It focuses on certainly the sort of scary elements of climate change, but it also feels like there's this hope at the center of it. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, that hope was purely from the folks that I interviewed. You know, we heard these brutal stories of, they were in their tent and they come out of the tent the next morning and there's yellow tape around the tent next to them, or a person that they know had a bad day and they were maybe under the influence and fell asleep in the sun and died from exposure in that way. So there's all these brutal stories that they shared, but there was also a tremendous amount of hope. I asked them, can you change your world by yourself, alone? And they said, yes. The first thing that starts is with you. These people who are in such a hard situation. And so I'm hoping that the people in the audience can feel that while we're here in our situation with climate change, I think a lot of people have goodwill to try to change their ways, but we have maybe lost hope. We're waiting for everybody else to do something. And so I'm hoping that these folks can be kind of a model. And so these people that we marginalize can actually be a model for hope.
I think that certainly comes through in the piece. And if you would like to see this piece performed, it will be again this Friday in New York City, and you can find out more about the concert at gatewaysmusicfestival.org. Thank you so much for your time, Chris.
Thanks.